Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Tuesday Talks with Darlene. The topic today is what it actually means to be spiritual. So, today we're clearing up what spirituality actually means because it's probably not what you've seen online. You don't need incense or a perfect practice to be connected. Let's talk about how spirituality really starts and what it can look like in every day. I'm going to talk about three main points. Spiritual doesn't mean you have to follow a set of rules. It often starts with asking the bigger questions, and you can be spiritual and still have a regular, grounded life. Let's look at the first one. Spirituality doesn't mean you have to follow a set of rules. You may have been taught that or seen that online that you've got to do this, you've got to do that. One company I know of teaches that you have to, do meditation for at least a silent meditation for at least an hour, listening into your heart. In this world, that is not always possible. Now, listening in silence to your body is fantastic. It's a great way. It's not always possible though. And a lot of people think that you've got to meditate every day, own crystals, tarot cards, oracle cards, or even follow a strict routine to be spiritual. That's not true. Yes, I have all of that and I meditate in the morning. That is what I do though, because it's what feels right for me. Being spiritual is more about the actual connection to yourself, to something bigger, to your values, than it is about having a practice that looks a certain way. Again, it is about the connection to yourself first. That is the spiritual practice. Again, it is about connecting to yourself first. That is what I go on about so much because so many people are not taught or are taught that, seek the answers outside. That's something, that if you've been following me for a while, you'll know about. And there's no checklist to tick off. Like sometimes you've got a to-do list or you go to the grocery store and you've got that to-do list. There's no to-do list with spirituality. It can be messy. It can be quiet. It can even be loud. And it's very, very personal to you. You get to choose how it looks and feels for you. That's the exciting thing about this. You get to choose what you want to do. And spirituality can often start with asking the bigger questions. You may be feeling like there's got to be more to life than this, or even wondering why certain patterns keep repeating. You might see certain numbers all the time, like 1111 or 2022 or 222 or whatever it is. These things are not random. It's the start of something opening up. You're remembering. You're not learning, you're remembering. And so spirituality often begins when we start looking inward instead of always trying to fix things outside of ourselves. As I said, we may have been taught to seek answers from everyone else, parents, teachers, other people in the community, your boss. They all know better than you when it comes to spirituality and a lot of things. You have the answers within you. Now, you can be spiritual even when you live a regular, grounded life. You don't have to quit your job or move to the bush or even live in a constant state of peace to be spiritual. You're allowed to swear. I do occasionally, a bit more than I used to. Watch Netflix and still connect deeply to something more. That is what I do because I have practiced and I've practiced and I've practiced and I've practiced in my way. Because the most spiritual moments often happen during everyday things, going for a walk, making a cup of tea, or even having a moment of clarity in the car. You have it when you're silent most of the time. You can have it when you practice lots. You can get that clarity, that spiritual moments anytime. And it's about presence and awareness, not being perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. I love life because it's not perfect. Yeah, I'm perfect in every moment. That moment changes though. And I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm getting more awareness. And it's about how you treat yourself and others, how you listen and how you show up. Now, a lot of those midlife crises, what they call midlife crises, could be people having spiritual awakenings. If that is happening for you, then do what feels right for you. Yes, you can do courses and attend spiritual circles, etc. All of that is beautiful. It is amazing. And I do that. I love it. The more spirituality I can get, the more I love my life. Now, that's been today's talk about what it actually means to be spiritual. We've talked about spiritual doesn't mean you need to follow a set of rules, and it often starts with asking the bigger questions, and you can be spiritual and still live a regular, grounded life. Thank you so much for watching and listening.